Hey guys, RC here. Welcome back. We're episode 10 playing our Journeyman save, FM18. Well, we have a new job. We have also advanced quite a ways. I did not get the job until after July 21st. We had already played our first friendly with our new club, or the new club had already played their first friendly, a 1-1 draw with the Magic. Jerry Mazzabo, I'm guessing, got the lone goal. And so, first off, no matches in this one. This is just going to be mostly a catch up, letting you know what has happened, what has transpired, and transfers, because this was scary when I took it over. All right, so let's go through the games first. I did not even have a single staff member. It was just me, and I was unable to hire anybody, which was very flummoxing. But anyway, we got a 3-2 win over Barcelona RSA, not the Barcelona, but Barcelona, South Africa. Thimba Mavundia, Dylan Lakay, and Jerry Mazzabo got goals, so that was good. Glad to see that. Then we got a 4-1 win over a Kappa Sporting. Glenville, Africa in the 6th minute. Then he got hurt. An own goal from one of the Sporting players. Thimba Mavundia with another goal, and Tariq George with a goal. George was on loan for us in this game. Then we had a 5-2 loss to Cape Town City. Actually, I take that back. I think George was actually on our roster. This is the one we brought in a ton of trialists, and basically we just played trialists. I wasn't concerned about the outcome. I had probably 40 trialists on the team. I played 11 in the first half, 11 new ones in the second half. I switched out everybody, including the keeper. I just wanted to get everybody on the field running around a little bit so I could evaluate them. And Wandili Yabo got a goal, and we picked up an own goal from somebody on their side. This guy Mozamidi, yeah, he tore us open with a hat trick, and Victor Obina with a brace. Again, I wasn't worried about that match. And then we played a local development. I'm guessing this is like just one of these. I've heard that there's these schools there in Africa and parts of Europe that they just bring players in and train them and then sell them off to teams, to clubs, when that as they develop, that they're not really there to compete. They're there just as a developmental program. So that's kind of interesting. But we beat them 2-0. Jaquil de Jager got a brace. I tried to sign him. I wanted him really bad. Could not come to a fiduciary understanding with the player, and that chapped. All right, look who we play our first match. Those bastards at Ubuntu Cape Town that fired me. I was probably going to leave anyway, but only if I'd gotten a job elsewhere. But here I am back in the National First Division in South Africa. Probably a lesser club, certainly. If we take a look at the season preview, Ubuntu is picked to finish 12th in the table. Pretty competitive at 33-1. And we are at 150-1 now. We were worse. We were at 200-1. A little bit about the club itself. Hello. There we go. So we are semi-professional, and no facilities, no rivalries, no nothing. We actually won the Western Cape Division of the SAFA, which is the league below the National First Division, and gained promotion this year. So that was good. Now, when I took over the squad, and I wish I had recorded this, but I didn't because I had so much to do. We literally didn't have any players. I mean, I think we had 11 players, and they were all on our under 23s. We had nobody. There was not a single person on the senior squad, and so you can see the green. Those are players in on loan. Blue are people that on trial. The green, blue are people we've gotten in on loan, And we don't have anywhere near the green that we did have because, as I mentioned, I brought in about 40 players. I basically went into scouting, looked at anybody that wasn't attached, and I brought them all in. So, has been unhappy. Why are you people unhappy? No, I don't want to do that. There we go. Has been unhappy. The lack of a fitness coach. All right, first off, we're semi-professional. We don't even we're all part-timers. So that's one reason I was not able to come to some financial agreements because they wanted $40,000 a year and I could only pay like $22,000 a year and they weren't having it. So, yeah. Um, so anyway, I went in. I was unable, completely unable to hire any staff because it was literally just me. All these other ones were blank, everything. So I was able to hire one coach, and that was it. And it was all money. They wanted 46,000, and I was able to offer like 22, 12.5. I mean, it was ridiculous. So I went into the responsibilities. I just basically told the club president, and I said, "You hire everybody, and I'm just going to go over here and mind my own business." And to his credit, he was able to get some guys in. So if we take a look at our team, our coaching team, we're actually not too bad. Uh, our fitness is actually one of the highest in the league, and the players are unhappy because we don't have a dedicated fitness coach. But all the coaches that we've gotten are pretty good at fitness as well. Go figure. Um, we are the best at presenting data. Okay, I don't know what good that does, but our recruitment team's pretty good, 3 people, and our medical staff is at least above average. And we just hired our head physio. So most of this period here, outside of having to play the friendlies, which I never do, I usually just let the my assistant manager take care of that. But I didn't have one. Besides doing that, was mainly spending the last 3 weeks hoping to get staff on and trying to get a team put together. So let's jump in and take a look at the transfers. Yeah, it's a pretty long list. All right, so right after we came on board, Safele Matawani went to Baroka on a free. 20-year-old. We had him. He was on a non-contract. They hired him away. Um, Decent player, good dribbling, no finishing, but a winger. So, I was looking for him to be a dribbler, crosser, first touch guy. But, he has moved on. So we had a lot of holes to fill. So Tariq George came to us first. This is, let's see, when did I actually join? I guess that would be good to remember. Profile. I joined in 2018. Here we go. 725. All right, so that's when I actually officially got hired. So, yeah, I was out of work for over 2 months and I was looking. One of the things that I had to do, I could not get jobs anywhere. I mean, I was applying at all kind of places. I had to go into the database and I literally loaded in about another dozen leagues. So the game runs real slow now. But I added in a dozen leagues that were all 2 stars or below reputation. Just trying to drum up, more job offers and job opportunities because I didn't want to sit out a season or anything. So, and then of course, the season ended and promotion came in and Steeberg hired me. So, way to go. Um, also, they are already paying for me to go get my C license. So, good for them. Their financials are actually better right now than Ubuntu was. If we take a look at that, we have 657,000 in the bank. We have lost money this month, and that's because our budget has gone up. We were only at 195,000. I'm now at 288 with the players that I have signed. So let's get back to the transfers. So Tariq George came on from Ajax on loan. I wanted a decent striker up top. He's got 1 goal in 1 start, 13 finishing, 13 first touch, 12 heading. Again, can't jump, and Loki Doki had noted this too when he was playing with Harmony FC in his South Africa save and his Journeyman um, before bolting to Ecuador. Nobody can jump in South Africa. I don't know if it's, gravity's heavier there or whatever, but nobody can jump. But he's got, decent pace, good fitness, good acceleration. So I was happy to get him on loan from Ajax CT, and that's Ajax in South America, not South Africa, not Ajax up in Europe. I got a free from Cape Town All Stars, Themba Mavundia, and he had 2 goals and 4 apps for us in the friendlies. He is a winger and a left midfielder. So when we play a 4-4-1-1 or a 4-4-2 or some semblance, or even a 4-3-3 with wide midfield, he could play out there. If we play a 4-2-3-1 like I like to play, he could play a winger. So there's a lot of, he's going to be flexible, good first touch, good crossing, pace, stamina, acceleration, even has a pretty good work rate, leadership, decision making. So was happy to get him. Let's see, I got Kashif Trumpeter on a free, 23-year-old South African. He is a keeper, so 13 aerial, 12 handling, 10 one-on-ones, 12 on reflexes, leadership. So pretty decent ratings. Not sure he's going to actually be one of my starters, but he is somebody that came on. So these are guys that they had already brought on. Glenville, Africa was also part of the team. He came on a free from Hellenic FC. Striker, 21 years old, 14s. I actually like this guy. I think he's going to be one of my better players. But I don't think he's going to start for me now that I've made some additional moves since I took over the club. Very much liked him with the 1 goal. He got hurt in the match he scored in, and he's been on the shelf ever since. So he'll be just coming back, I think, for the season opener. All right, so here's where I took over after that move. So we've got a lot of loans, a lot of frees. These were mostly trialists that I brought in, but let's take a look at them. So Sebastian Lucas he's on loan from Ajax, another Ajax Central. Sorry, the lights just got dark and I thought the power went out, but my computer was still on. I was freaking out. All right, he's a central defender. 13 heading, 14 marking, 14 tackling. Not really much in the pace acceleration department. But I do like his technicals here. So hopefully he can do a job for us. Sifamandia Tima from Cape Town on loan. He's 18 years old, another central defender. Very good ability. 10 pace, 13 acceleration. For this level in South Africa, pretty good determination and work rate. 14 tackling, 13 heading. Marking needs a little bit of work, but all around I like him. Then we brought in Brandon Williams from Ubuntu Cape Town on loan. I didn't remember him. He's 18, so he was on one of the under squads. Maybe I should have been playing this guy, but I like him because he can play 3 positions and can play them all pretty well. 14 passing, 11 tackling, long shots, 14 first touch, good physicals. So thought he could, come in and help us out. And so that was the loanies that I got, and then I got into the frees. This was when I started bringing in trialists, and then now I didn't sign them until starting a couple of weeks ago, and you can see most of them here in the last 10 days. We had a 3-week, a 21-day layoff between our last friendly and today's match. That's well, the match that will take place today against Ubuntu for the season opener. And I was, I upped training regimens and practicing, really trying to get these guys. Plus, I was waiting for staff to come in, get a couple of scouts and coaches, and so I could really get a look at what their ratings were to make some judgments. But let's take a look at these guys. So Keenan Abrahams, 19. He can play a lot of positions. Not all of them good. Mostly a central defender, but he can play right back. He can also play defensive mid, and he can move up into the midfield in a pinch if I need him. So flexibility I really like. Good pace. His mentals are not bad, especially considering his age. Good decision making, good positioning, marking, tackling. The only thing he can't do is head real well. Strangely enough, he can actually jump pretty good. So trying to beef up my central defense there. Dawood Lawrence, another 19-year-old. We have signed him. Another central defender that can play right back as well. Heading, marking, tackling, very good. Good pace, good acceleration. So he's going to probably be a player in that defensive central position. Tashir Ganga, I hope that's right. We got him on a free. He's a winger. And one of the 3 tactics that I have set up needs a winger. Very good physicals. I really liked that. Dribbling's a 13. Crossing's not horrible at a 9. So I think we'll be able to do some stuff with him. Actually has leadership and decisions. So I'm counting on him to possibly be a good distributor of the ball into the box. Sabusio Fury, a winger on the opposite side. Let's see. And he plays the left, so left only. Again, good physicals, really good pace, acceleration, first touch, dribbling, crossing. I think those 2 guys are going to really set up my wingers a lot. Good work rate. Determination's actually not bad, so very excited to get him. Nabil Muhammad, a midfielder, 19. All these guys are real young. Good pace, good acceleration. Decision making is very good. Work rate, vision, passing, and technique are excellent. First touch is actually pretty good. So, he might be like a good distributor in the midfield. Then I started looking at depth. So that first batch of players that I brought on were kind of the guys that I envisioned being my starters. And then I was looking for depth because basically that gave me a starting 11. And so Ashik September came on, another central defender. Again, I like his defensive abilities. He can jump really well. And once I signed him, I could picture him competing for playing time in that central defense position. So really liked him. Magomat Samodian came on board. Again, a central mid, defensive mid. Good first touch, good technique. Not so good in the way of passing. Composure, decisions, vision, pace and acceleration are a little lacking. But deep lying playmaker, we can maybe get him to just be more of a defensive, stopper type player. Luka Komaitis, is that right? Another keeper, 19 years old. I signed him I had enough keepers, but I signed him because he just had huge upside. And at 19, I'm pretty happy with a lot of his ratings here. First touch, not so much, but I think he's got some ability. Let's see, Siambunga Miniongo, okay, the Mini Simi, I don't know. He's a winger, crossing, dribbling, first touch is decent, passing technique, pace, acceleration. So another winger that I could, stick on the outside and have some depth there. Azola Nitsabo, he came in. He's a left back, so At this point, I was starting to fine tune where I actually needed players. Doesn't really have the pace, but he does have good stamina. Dribbling, crossing. So he's not going to be really an attacking player. Tackling is good. Marking's okay. Good concentration, decisions. So hoping he can do the job. Mabuelo Mathiso, he came over on a free from who's that? Zizwe United. They're in the relegation zone this year with us in the preseason. Another winger, good pace. Natural fitness is not good, so he'll fall off the earth quickly. Acceleration, dribbling, crossing, first touch. So decent stats for this level. Again, just more depth than anything else. And Courtney Williams, 19-year-old South African, a winger striker combo, 14 dribbling, 11 crossing, 11 first touch. Some pace, acceleration. Natural fitness isn't horrible. Technique is pretty good. So that's the guys I've brought on board. And again, I think I'm done. We brought all these guys in on freeze. None of them cost us anything out of our transfer budget, which was very minuscule to begin with, but not bad for this level. And I didn't want to break the bank because I really want to try to control the finances and not go into a hole, because I know at the next job, they do look at your finances. So I'm already concerned that I've gone up $100,000 a year in payroll. But that's to be expected based on putting together a club, I suppose. Most of these guys are on no wages. I've got 4 players making money. Everybody else is on non-contract. So Mavundia is making $35,000. Road is making $32,500. Ganga is making $22,500. September $22,500. And they're also some of the only players that have a value. A lot of these other guys that do have some value are on loan. In fact, 4 of them are on loan. So they're not counting towards our budget. So I think that's what I've got. I'm doing that a little differently than what I did with Ubuntu Cape Town, bringing in some players on loan. I don't want to go too heavy into loan players because I think that can mess with your squad dynamics. And we still have quite a few players on trial, but none of them are going to make the club. I've added a few of them to my short list, but honestly, just right now, I don't need them. In fact, no, I need to see the ones that are on loan. Okay, there we go. So that's my squad right now. Let's pop this back on. All right, so right now I've gone through. I've kind of picked out my starting 11. That's going to be subject to change, but we have Road up top, Pulse in the attacking mid. This is in a 4-4-2. I am a little weak at the winger position, and so I may not use that one a lot. The one I think I'm going to use a lot this year is the 4-2-3-1 that I like. And so Road, Pulse, Mavundia, Ganga, and you can see I've got quite a bit more in the way of wingers. That's kind of what I recruited in my scouting. Two midfielders and then 4 backs. We're going to go support here, attacking here, flip that on the other side so he can stay back and defend. Both of these guys will support. Trumpeter is going to be my starting keeper, at least as of right now. And in the starting 11, only one lone player. And then we have one more lone player on the bench. Tariq George, he will play. But as I said, I like Glenville Africa, who just got back. But Road right now, I think, is our best option there. We didn't look at him because he was already on the squad. So 13 dribbling, 14 finishing, 13 first touch, 12 heading, 1 jumping reach. There you go. That's what I was expecting. Good acceleration and pace. So, I really like him. And then Pulse also is another player. He's on a non-contract, and he's really good. 11, 13, 14, very good finishing up here, pace, acceleration. So I like the club. I like the way it looks. Granted, it's hard to tell without, getting some games under our belt. But that is, your, I don't even remember Steeberg United. That's your Steeberg United club for the 2018-2019 campaign here in South Africa. So, as I said, short episode here. Short-ish episode. Actually, I lie. It went the whole 27 minutes almost. So, thanks for checking this out. We will come back with opening matches in the next episode and get our next season in South Africa underway. Ubuntu Cape Town, and another promotion side, Polokwane City, will be our first games. And then you can see Shakuma, old team. Zizwe, I think, is another team that got promoted up. And then, Richards Bay, Witbank, Black Leopards, those jackasses at Mathatha. Yeah, haven't forgotten you guys. And, kind of the same old that we saw last year. Let's see, we have Mathatha, Real Kings, and Cape Town All-Stars at the end of the year. All right, so the goal, what's the goal? Fight bravely against relegation. So, they just want us to stay up. Hopefully we can manage that without too much difficulty. I'm not expecting miracles, but another thing, if you noticed my tactics, I do have all of the downloaded tactics that I play with, but I do have 2 just very basic tactics in here that we've been working on during the friendlies. So passing style, they're just not really good with yet. Because I actually put in shorter passing, and they were freaking out on that. But my goal was to get them really familiar with this particular tactic, and they're at least competent in everything. So that's the one I think I'm going to run with for this season, at least 80 to 90%. We may mix in some of the 4-4-1-1 and the 5-3-2. I have never played that, and I was thinking about using that when it was more of a against the top side that we needed to kind of park the bus and really have a big defensive presence. But again, I'm not familiar with that. Right now you can see the red areas, but that's because we don't have the right players, and honestly we don't have the wing backs to play deep. So that's not going to be a good viable tactic this year. In fact, before we get started in the next game, I may go through and change that tactic and look for something else. But anyway, looking forward to the new season. I hope you guys are as well. Thank you so much if you've checked out the video. And if you skip the video, I guess you won't hear this, but we'll see you in the next video, hopefully, for the game. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.